Yes.
So now that you've gained so much like fan attention and just like appreciation for this feature-length film, do you think that there could be films in the future because of Rooster Teeth?
Yeah, I would like there to be. I think that would be a lot of fun. We're working on another one right now, and I don't know exactly what the schedule for it is yet. This movie I was hoping would come out a little bit sooner than it did. We showed it at some film festivals last year, but it took a while to get everything aligned, to get these screenings organized and all that kind of stuff. So, definitely hope to work on more movies. Yeah.
All right. It's not about Lazer Team exactly, but I've listened to the podcast, I've listened to everything, and I've heard it for years and years and years. Is there any date for Day 5? Because I'm ecstatic for it. And
there's not a firm. I guess not.
It wouldn't be Rooster Teeth if it didn't break.
Yeah. I think it just ran out of batteries. This happened to me at the last screening too. It's like the projectionist is saying to me, like, get the fuck out. Day 5, Day 5 is going to be a series for sponsors on our website, and it's going to be out middle of the year, like late June probably. So
That'd be awesome.
look for that. It'd be great. We'll do. I think we probably, unless they really are kicking us out, maybe we have time for 4 or 5 more. Yeah.
My question is, there was some sequel thing right at the end there.
Yeah.
Are you actually going to have a sequel?
Should we?
Yes!
I'm not sure how I feel about your response. Cool. Well, thanks, guys. We would love to do a sequel. Yeah. Yeah.
Why are there so many Roberts? Robot.
Look at the ride.
Too many Ryans.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you, what brought you to this showing?
Oh, well, I was ribs.
We're glad to have you either way.
I was in Cincinnati last night, and when I was looking at the schedule of events, I really wanted to go to one that was community organized, and saw that I'm going to Atlanta tomorrow, and Memphis isn't exactly on the way, but it's kind of on the way. And I spent a lot of time in Memphis. I really like it. My wife went to Rhodes here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And so she's smarter than me, obviously. But yeah, I love coming back. Hey.
Will this be available on DVD?
It will be available on DVD and Blu-ray, but I don't know the exact date yet. Within months, I would say, but I don't know exactly when. Yes.
Did you guys have to fight with Gavin a lot on his American accent?
Okay. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Gavin is really not British.
No, how could you?
He's American. This whole thing was a setup. The last 12 years.
Right.
We met him. We're like, hey, we've got this crazy idea. Can you do a British accent? No. He worked really hard on his American accent. And actually all the guys worked really hard on their parts, like Michael did physical training, and like everybody did, a lot of prep work leading up to the movie. They really took it seriously. It was great working with them. Yes.
Aside from Gavin, who had the hardest time getting into their role?
When you said getting into the role, for some reason I thought who had the hardest time getting into their suit. Contort and twist, and like, oh.
Yeah, that's a good question too.
There is a funny story about what they had to wear under the suit. Which, it's not exactly. It's called a dancer's belt. So it's basically a thong,
Right.
And, there was the way that wardrobe works with movies is they have like their little trailer where they do their changing, and the wardrobe people leave their costumes out for them so they can just come in and get ready. And one day Bernie went in to change clothes, and he starts putting on his clothes, and then he looks and he sees his dancer's belt, and he notices it's not his. It says Colton on it. And he's like, ooh, and he goes to the wardrobe person. He's like, I just saw this. I think you might have switched up me and Colton's underwear, because our thongs that would probably not be good. And he's like, oh yeah, man, that would be a bad mistake. I hope that, and just at that moment, they see Colton walking by in full costume. And then the wardrobe guy runs over to him and like goes, whispers at him, and Colton goes, what? So that was a day. Yeah, way in the back.
So I have a question about the aliens.
Yeah.
There seems to be like a really huge resemblance to the aliens from Eiffel 65's I'm Blue.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Were you pointing at me?
I was pointing at you, yeah. We'll come to you next.
Can you be a little biased and can you say that the Memphis Bartlett showing has been your favorite?
This has been awesome. You guys are really awesome. Yeah.
Okay, so since the weapons were lodged into the skin, how did they get the suits over the weapons?
You know what? That is a great question to talk about in a sequel. Let's add it to the list of things we want to find out. Yeah.
What was probably the hardest part to film?
Bernie. Yeah. Wait, did we get to you already?
Go to someone else.
Okay, put your hand down then. You're confusing me. Yes, you.
How did you get Neil Tyson to do the movie?
I don't know. I don't know why he said yes to this. He's just a nice guy. And we wrote the part for him. And thinking like, man, wouldn't that be cool? Of course, that'll never happen. But we sent it to him. And he was like, oh, this is funny. I'll do it. And we were like, are you sure? But it was great. I went up there and, we filmed it real quick and in his office. And it was, he was super nice. And he had actually been up all night because he had been at an event in Washington, D.C. And just like, it was fun. So we really appreciate it. Yes?
How did you get John Reisinger? Because he's had like so many shows.
He is so difficult. His hectic schedule, his bad attitude, his unkempt hair. It was. Hey, John, John designed a lot of the stuff, like in and around the movie, like the backer post. Oh, that's what you look like. Now I see. John designed a bunch of the stuff that if you're a backer that you've received, like the poster, and he does all the T-shirts and stuff like that. So I hate to say it, but couldn't do it without John. Yeah.
Which scene would you say was your favorite scene of the movie?
My favorite scene in the movie? Well, they're like my children. They're all my favorite. My favorite scene in the movie, actually, Bernie and I were talking about this the other day. Is there a train about to hit me? What's going on here?
We're near trains. Yeah, there's a train not too far from here.
Holy cow. When we had our first office, like our first legit office, we were in this small town in Texas called Buda, that's south of Austin, and there was a train on the train, like that was like right next to our office, and so we had to stop recording all the time for the train. But if you guys listen to Old Red versus Blue, like season 3, and like turn the volume way up between the lines, you'll hear trains all through. And I forgot the question, so I'm moving on. What was it? Oh, it was favorite scene?
Yeah.
Bernie, well, we have a deleted scene, actually. We have, there's probably 6 or 7 deleted scenes. And there was one that Bernie and I both really liked. It was a big action scene, but also had a lot of funny dialogue. It's at a convenience store. And I really fought for it in pre-production. Unfortunately, we had to cut it because, pacing-wise, it just didn't work. But at some point, we'll release that and look forward to you guys seeing it. Bernie also got injured during that scene, which was that was fun for me. Yeah.
Is there any behind-the-scenes moment that was sticks out particularly as funny or frustrating?
Well, I keep talking about injuring Bernie, but those were all my favorite moments. We had a lot of stunts in the movie, and we had a really good stunt like action team, and they were all like in huge movies. Like they'd come off of like Fast and the Furious and Django and like a bunch of like. I was like, why are you here? You know, but they were really great. But I also wanted our actual guys to do stunts themselves, especially like in scenes where you can see their faces close up. So they're in the back of that truck and jumping out in front of the cabin blowing up, and they do a lot of other stunts in the movie too. And our stunt coordinator was really cool, and he had this expression about stunts. Because it's like anybody thinks they can do a stunt until you actually try to go do it, and then you find out how hard it is. And he says his expression was, anybody can do it once. Meaning, if you can't do it a second time, you're probably dead. But there was that scene in the movie where, I don't know if you could tell from watching this now, but where the cabin blows up and we dropped Bernie on the truck, and he falls from like 12, 14 feet high. Which is pretty high, and he had no padding. We had just rigged the truck in a special way to kind of collapse, and the metal crunching is what broke his fall. But it was a dangerous enough stunt that the stunt coordinator said, we might only get to do this once. So we made it the very last shot on the very last day of filming. And Bernie saw that in the schedule, and he was like, thanks. But it went off without a hitch. It was great. Who have I not called on in the hat?
I saw in the behind the scenes that you had to sit and watch the movie to make sure that everything was right. How many times do you think you've seen this movie already?
Man, I don't know. Hundreds. It gets better every time. You guys should see if you can beat me.
Well, we will.
In terms of stunts, there was a lot of punches to the face in the movie.
Yeah, I love that.
Anything is there a special inspiration for that?
For punching people in the face? Punching the people in the face is just cool. Yeah.
Did Michael's New Jersey ever come out?
Michael's New Jersey?
Yeah,
Like, I was like, because I thought you meant his football jersey or something. And he's from, no. Did it ever come out like too strongly, or what do you mean?
Just like, did he switch from like his Texas, like, to his New Jersey? Like the way he is in New Jersey?
To me, like, just Michael is just yelling. Even when he talks in a whisper, he's yelling. So, yeah.
What's the next production we should be on the lookout for?
Well, somebody asked about Day 5 earlier. That's a good one. We also have another new show called Crunch Time that we're really excited about, and has some. It's kind of stylistically similar in terms of the way we put together as Lazer Team, where it's got some Rooster Teeth people, and it's also got some kind of like stars from outside of Rooster Teeth that we think you guys are gonna like. And that'll come out after Day 5, sometime late summer or early fall. Yes.
So, during the movie, when Gavin was showing his helmet, right before he got Gus's balls to the face, it was cycling through his section, and it showed slow-mo as one of the options.
Right.
Why didn't you let Gavin use slow-mo?
What was the end of that?
Why didn't you let Gavin use the slow-mo on the helmet?
Why didn't we? Or because the movie would have been 3 times as long. Slow-mo. No, actually, Gab was super helpful with the slow-mo stuff, and all the slow motion footage that you see in the movie was the Phantom cameras that Gavin uses on all the slow-mo guys' stuff. It's the same cameras and same stuff. So we had a fun time shooting that. Yeah.
How did you guys come up with the movie, like the idea for it?
How we come up with the idea? We were talking one day about how it seems like superhero movies often tend to be the same. Like you can switch out the superpowers, but you kind of know, like, here's your superhero, he's gonna win. That's kind of it. You know what I mean? There's not really, you don't have to guess what's gonna happen in a superhero movie. And we thought it'd be cool if like the guy who's supposed to be the superhero is totally set up to be the superhero, doesn't get to be, which was of course, Alan's character, Adam. And then a bunch of idiots do it instead. Because then you don't know what's going to happen. It's kind of funny, too, to think that they're like a horrible Voltron, right?
Was
Yes.
there
thought, yeah, no, that makes the movie better. We'll just keep it.
Totally. Yeah. Well, one of the benefits of working with those 4 guys is that, and Alan too, is that they all are really great ad-libbers. And so they, that's a funny word, isn't it? Ad-libber. So they would come up with new lines in basically every scene. And there's also a couple scenes that like really weren't even in the script. The one in particular that I like to highlight is the military officer who's so goofy. You know, his name's Kirk Johnson is the actor's name. The character's name is Officer Vanden Bloom. And sometimes we call him Officer Vanden Boom, but it's whatever. That scene where he delivers the suits and he talks to Gavin and they have the kind of back and forth that's funny. That wasn't scripted. It was just the 2 of them. I said, like, you kind of say something like this and you kind of say something like that. And so they just riffed. And then there's another, like, a version of that that's like 6 minutes long. That's really funny. Where they're just going on forever. So I'm looking forward to you guys seeing that one at some point too. Yeah.
Did you ever think you'd make it this far? Like when
to
you
Memphis?
No, like.
I hope my flight was delayed, but I hope they'd be here. Do I ever think we know? That's a great question. I mean, I guess not. No, I mean, I always felt like if we just like did stuff that we believed in, that it would find an audience, and that the internet, you know, when we started, it was just at the very, you know, beginning of kind of like the revolution of being able to reach people far and wide without having any kind of barriers or other people telling you, yo, you can't do that. You can't show that to people. And that was really exciting to us. And I'm just glad that it's grown over the years. Like our ability to get stuff out to people has grown. So, you know, I've grown. We've all grown. So it's been good. Yeah.
So since Rooster Teeth started with like 4 or 5 guys in a closet recording audio, doing Red versus Blue, how big is Rooster Teeth now in terms of employees? Because I keep hearing numbers thrown around, but nobody's ever...
We have about 150 employees right now.
How close are you to outgrowing state
Which
time?
is like, I think there's 200 people here. So that'll give you a perspective on it. But like most of them are lazy. Gavin's.
Let's play.
Yeah.
Can I buy you a beer now?
Let's do. Let's go. We probably should get out of here pretty soon. Let's do 2. All right, everybody's got their hand up right now. Keep them up. We're gonna go around. Yes.
When you were like developing everything for this movie, what were some of your big inspirations?
Ghostbusters was probably the biggest, but anything from the late 70s, early 80s, that was, regardless if it was sci-fi or comedy, I love that entire era.
So it looked like when the aliens were doing their greeting gesture, whose idea was it to make it look like they were flipping you off?
I'm glad you got that. Yeah, that was me.
Just kidding. Red versus Blue. Would any of those guest writers happen to be you, Gus, or Bernie coming back to write maybe an episode?
Of Red versus Blue? Yeah, we'll definitely do one. And we announced it with some other people. Did you guys hear the announcement to Red versus Blue for next season? What's that? From RTX, yeah. So we'll have we're gonna have a lot of guest directors and guest writers for the next season of Red versus Blue. We're gonna do kind of like an anthology thing that we're really excited about, and we'll do some internal ones. Funhouse is gonna do one. Funhouse fans here? Funhouse is a really funny one planned, and Freddie W. You guys know Freddie W?
Yeah.
He's gonna do one, and we'll have some other really cool big names for you guys. We're doing a little, you know, internet friends, Hollywood friends, and super friends. All right, 2 more. Last 2, you guys up there.
How much of the original script made it into the movie?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question. Like you mean like first draft?
Yes.
First draft, I don't know, maybe 20%. Yeah, I think so.
That's a low number.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how these things go. I mean, that's kind of the same with all of our stuff. It's like, you know, we try to like just keep working on it until we get to a place where we're real happy. Yeah.
Will you be able to take like pictures and stuff with you later on? Or?
Yeah. Cool. Hey, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you.